Hello, everyone. How are you this fine Sunday afternoon? Guys, tell me if you can hear me okay, and if there's an echo. I'm trying to run an additional camera for you today so you can see some up close work of what we're doing. Let's get up here in the comments. Hey, Darla, how are you? Does everything sound okay on your end? Everybody hear me? Hello, can you hear me? Oh, good. Okay. You're cold where you are. Okay, sound is great. I don't hear any echoing on my end. So I think we're good to go, but I'm gonna put up a second or a third camera right over here, this one, so you'll have this view. I had mentioned yesterday in our Christmas class, and please say hello as you guys come on. It's Amy from Seriously Sweet and Cookie Snack Attack. I had mentioned yesterday that I was going to give you a little bonus this week. It's something that I like to use. Hey, Camille, how are you? I have to watch on mute. Okay. um, I had mentioned I was going to give you a bonus tutorial on Tuesday of how to create 3D trees for your gingerbread houses and villages. This is something I started using maybe, I don't know, maybe 7 years ago now, creating trees this way for cake toppers. So if you go back on my store page, Seriously Sweet on Davis Street, about a year and a half ago, I created a cake for someone that was staying up on Skyline Drive for a young gentleman. He was very young and he was hiking for his birthday. So his mom and dad got him a really cool cake for Skyline Drive, and I made some trees, some evergreen trees for the top of his cake so that we could keep everything on his cake edible. And it's something that I like to use for winter, summer, fall, or for Christmas. So I thought I'd show you a few fun ways to perk up your gingerbread house sets, display sets, things like that for Christmas. And I thought it'd be a good time to test out this third camera. So, having said that, before anyone gets upset, I couldn't send you a text message because the third camera is my iPhone and I was too far in it with everything working before I realized I hadn't sent out a text that we might be going live. So, please forgive me for that if you watch this video later. Hey, April, how are you? Hope everything's going well today. Also, you guys, I'm not sure if you're aware or not, it's publicly posted. So I don't, let me see what I can do here. Is that better? Oh, you know what? I think I like it like that. You guys okay like that? And you'll have the little inset and I can swap them if I need to. Hey, Nicole, how are you? A lot of us know Katrina and Carrie, Dots and Bows. Katrina is the owner of Dots and Bows, and Carrie, her sister, works with her and does a lot of the 3D printing. And just in case you haven't seen it yet, there's a post up in case you want to contact them. Their dad passed away, so I'm sure they would appreciate an outreach of love from everyone today. I'm sure they're having a very difficult day, but we just want to let them know we're praying for them and hoping that they have peace in the situation. So if you haven't seen that, it's on all of their public pages. They're just asking for a little extra time to respond to everybody. But if you haven't seen it, reach out to them. We know we all love them and think the world of them. So we want to send our condolences that way for their family. All right, so let's make a fun Christmas tree, okay? Now, yesterday I did show you guys how to trim out one of these bags. You know what? Let me see which camera. Now I'm going to be confused about which camera is which. Okay, this camera. So I was showing people in the Christmas class yesterday, just reviewing with them how to make this cool leaf tip by just trimming your bag in a V shape. So you flatten it out with the seam and then cut a V into the bag, and then you rotate it to make it like a chicken beak. So as you're piping, it's like the chicken is pecking. So I just wanted to show you, I just have a cookie turntable underneath my silicone bowl that is a sprinkle catcher. So what I do normally when I do this, because it's a very thick icing, I'm using a 30-second. Yeah, Nicole, you see the gold antlers. This was from our Christmas box. If you guys didn't get to see this, this was our sprinkle spoon in the Christmas box to give us some festive cheer. Um, but what I like to do is do a few rows and then do my sugar. Now, I really like using like Splenda as my sugar. I'm trying to think of what it's called. The brand is Splenda, but it's like sweetener. Do you know what I'm talking about? The fake sweeteners. They're so fine that they make a beautiful sparkly snow. But I didn't have any in the cookie studio today, so I'm just going to use I'm using a very fine sanding sugar that I added some diamond dust to, because I don't want diamond dust on everything. I just want it on the ice crystals or snow. But if you try this at home and you have Sweet and Low or you have Splenda handy, it makes, yes, you know what, Nicole? It's been a while since I've opened a stevia packet, so I'm not really sure if it's the same granule size as the other sweeteners, but the sweeteners are so fine that they're just perfect for glistening snow. So I'm using a very thick icing to pipe my leaves on the tree to create my tree. And I'm just using a sugar cone. These are just regular ice cream sugar cones. Can you guys see that? Okay. And there's a couple of things about that. I'll give you a couple tips and tricks. You can break these off to make, let me get up here where you can see it. You can break them off at the bottom to make different size trees. If you want to make taller trees, you want to double stack or triple stack them like this. Put a little royal icing in there to hold it, and then you keep going up so you can make taller trees, because it looks really nice if you have like a tall, a medium, and a small in your groupings. It looks really pretty. So a couple of tricks with that. And then the other thing is I have a floral, a circular floral styrofoam, like fake cake dummy type thing at work. And it's covered in press and seal. And then I use dowel rods. And if I want to pipe just one sugar cone, just one like this, then I'll put it on a dowel rod and pipe on the dowel rod and just keep moving it. But for today, we're going to do this on the cookie turntable. Okay. And we're just going to do a couple layers at the time. Hey guys. Hey Maggie. Hey Shayna. Hey Jennifer. So we're going to do a few rows at a time because the icing is so thick. Let me get over here. You know, I'm going to try to flip this, you guys, and see if this gets you closer. So I'm basically just using that leaf tip. You could use a leaf tip like a 67 to do this. I'm just going to pipe and spin. And I'm going to try to do it pretty fast, even though I'm showing you on camera. If I were doing a bunch of these, I'd be doing them really fast and I would just be rotating. That way you can see if something falls down or leans over. And then I just offset the second row. And I'm going to do 2 rows at a time. And then I'll show you how I get the sugar on there. Now this one, I'm just going to make one sugar cone all the way to the top. And I wanted to do it today before, because my icing was perfect consistency last night. And I didn't want to have to remix this on Tuesday. So I have it set up on a sugar cone so that I can hold this one without touching this area. And then, oh, I hope this doesn't, hold on one second, you guys. I hope this doesn't fall over because I used my sugar to prop up my backboard here. Give me just a second. Let's put something else in its place. Otherwise, you're going to see my disaster area behind here where I have project after project stacked up that I got to try to get through today. All right, so let's put this here. And this is a fine sanding sugar that I added diamond dust to. Can you guys see that? And see how pretty the diamond dust already being in the sugar, how nice it is. So let's put this here. And then what I'm going to do is work over this sprinkle bowl. This is one of the new silicone bowls for sprinkle catching by K. Smith Mercantile that was released at CookieCon. And guys, this is all I'm doing. Every couple of rows, little sprinkling, rotate it, let it fall back into the bowl. But because it's such a thick icing, and I want a thick icing because I'm piping where the boughs are going upward on the tree, I can only do a few rows at a time, or it'll get too dry to stick. Okay. And I want that nice frosty look, like it just snowed and there's snow hanging all over it. All right, so let's do a couple more rows. This is really easy. The only other thing that I like to do that I didn't mix up for you is if you don't mind mixing your colors, I like to have 2 shades of green because I think it automatically gives it more dimension. And again, I'm working with my silicone bowl that's a sprinkle bowl from K. Smith Mercantile set up on a little cookie turntable to do this. So you can see how fast it goes. If you're really fast at piping and your icing's in good shape, do as many rows. And do you see how I'm kind of flicking it upward there so that I have it looking like the boughs of the tree are reaching up? If you wanted to switch your bags out, you could mix 2 colors, a light green and a dark green. In which case, what I would do is do like every other spot on the cone and then come back with the second bag. This also, by the way, this technique in this particular cone, I don't know if you can tell or not, but let me see if I can turn it over. This makes beautiful pine cones. If you want to do this piping as pine cones on cookies, it's really nice. You just have to turn it the proper direction and make sure that you round off those tips. But I thought you guys might enjoy this. Hey, how is everybody? It's just fun. This is the time of year that we really make all the little extra display things that we leave out on the tables, and the kids help with stuff. And you guys all seem to have grandkids coming and going over the next few weeks. So this is actually something fun you could do with them too. Now, if you've got little ones, don't put them through the pressure of this piping, literally. Just give them some buttercream, a sugar cone, cover that work table, give them some sprinkles, and let them smear buttercream all over this, and then just roll it in their sprinkles because they're going to be just as happy. Like, obviously, a competition piece, or you're doing something like that in your town, which, by the way, I've seen several of you are winning different gingerbread house competitions in your area. So, congrats. It's super exciting. But for the little ones, just let them have some fun with this. And see, what I'm doing is just holding the second cone, which is loose in here. If I was working on that foam board at the store, I would just have it up on some dowel rods and be spinning the cone instead of spinning the cookie turntable. And I'm also holding it a little bit further over to the side than I normally would, but I'm trying to get it up close on camera here so you guys can see everything. Normally, I would just be trying to catch the edges of these branches, but this is going to be beautiful. I bought some packs of white Christmas lights on a battery pack to use on a wreath setting. So I'm going to run those under my snow area. So this sugar, oops. Let me get that out of there so it doesn't catch all the sugar. This white sanding sugar with the diamond dust mixed into it and then lights around it, it's going to be super sparkly. Another tip for you guys, if you want to use this in the summertime, if you have anybody you're doing hiking cakes for, Appalachian Trail cakes, stuff like that, and you want a summertime evergreen, then it's good to pipe in 2 colors if you want to. But if you don't have the time, this light green is beautiful if you fully let it dry, because you want it to get nice crispy points. I have air pockets in this bag, so if you're wondering what that noise is, it's the air pockets. Let it get good and crispy and dry, and then this is the color that I like to use in my airbrush. It's called Glowing Green by Cookie Countess. And then when it's on that dowel rod, I just flick it so that the cone is spinning on the dowel rod, and then just give it a quick airbrush, and it gives it lots of dimension without having to mix up and pipe 2 different colors. But we're almost done here. We're almost to the top. I just wanted you to have this little video for today in case anybody's looking for a fun afternoon project. It's just sugar cones. I think the box of sugar cones had 12 in it for $1.70 or something. It's not an expensive project. Just something fun to add something to your activities as you're making all your gingerbread pieces. Let me tap this. We're going to go ahead and just finish all the way to the top. It's so pretty. It just looks so crystallized. Hey, Allison, how are you? There's a couple people on that it just says hi Facebook user, or it says Facebook user and then it says hello. So hello to whoever you are. I'm sorry I can't see your name. All right, and so you can see what I'm doing. I'm just basically rotating this back and forth, filling in at different directions. And I've tried to go to smaller pressure piping as I go up because we're nearing the top of the tree. So my petals are not as wide. And can you see that on this camera? Can you see how they're not quite as wide? Now I got to figure out this third camera thing because we're going to need it soon for a project that I'm working on that I want to show you on Tutorial Tuesday. But right now, if I couldn't do that project with this camera right now with the way it's set up because it's making my work area even smaller than normal. Isn't that so funny? Oh, it's Becky. Hey, Becky, how are you? So let me just finish out the top. We're going to put a little on here. If I was actually at the shop, I would have grabbed my gold stars and I would be putting a gold star on top of this tree so that my tree would be completely finished. But I'm not, and I did not think about piping a royal icing transfer a few hours ago. So we're just going to do the crystal snow, okay? Hopefully I'm not going to drop this. And I'm just catching the bottom edge because now it's getting heavier. So you got to be a little more careful. We're just going to sprinkle a little on here, rotate it around, try and keep those. And it's already crusted, you guys. If you're careful as you're spinning it, you can actually touch the lower ones. And remember, if you're coming on late, you can layer up your trees. You just have to do a little bit bigger piping with your leaves or branches at the bottom. There's also a lot of different piping tips that you can do something like this with. This is my favorite because I actually look for it I like for it to look like it has separate tree boughs. But there's a really cool little shell tip that you can use to do something more cutesy, more feminine looking for it. So lots of different tips out there that you can use. Let me flip over to the one camera. Let's see if this works. I'm trying to figure out everything that I'm doing. I'm going to take this one out. It should take me back to a full screen. Okay, so you can see that. I'll show you on the side. But can you imagine that with the Christmas lights on it? Let's put it right, and let's see, is it going to see me? Oh, because it's green, it's not. So let me show you here with the green screen. It won't show you. Yeah, the really small star tip is nice too. It just doesn't look as realistic, and it definitely doesn't look as realistic for summertime trees. So I guess over the years, I've just gotten in the habit of doing it with the leaf tip so that I can do forestry type trees. So you get the idea though. This is, let me see if it'll, I think this is 5 inches tall and you can leave it. It's really cute actually, like just on a cone. If you want to pipe this part in brown to make it look like the base of the tree, that's cute too. If you want to use some of your fondant molds from your Christmas boxes, it would be really cute if you tuck some major poinsettias, the center a little more pointy and drew the leaves in and put those in. You also got bow molds in your boxes. So you want another turn? And then you can tuck the bows in as well. And then in the advanced class, don't forget, I taught you how to use fondant to make that beautiful grapevine. So if you wanted to do some grapevine garland around it and attach little Christmas candies to it to make ornaments or attach your little stocking, something like that. Lots of uses, but a great easy way to do these really fast and get a lot of bang for your buck. Very inexpensive, something fun to do with the kids or grandkids. So that's it. I just wanted to show you this and have it recorded before Tuesday. I started looking at the schedule for next week, and since I start vacation on Saturday, as soon as the last pickup goes out the door, and I'll be on vacation till the beginning of the year, I wanted this recorded just so I didn't accidentally miss it because I'm sure this weekend and next weekend is going to be the last weekends. It's 2 weeks, I guess, 2 weeks just shy of 2 weeks till Christmas. Hey, Maritza, so this will help you with some activities for the kids too. And again, if it's little kids, just smear the cone, let them smear the cone with a butter knife and put green buttercream icing on it, and then just let them roll it in like the birthday party nonpareil sprinkles and make some really festive trees. It's just real cute. But you can use this for summer, spring, winter, fall. You can do the same base and attach leaves if you want to do something like that. So I just thought something fun for you guys for the weekend, something to do with the kids that's easy and inexpensive. And if it doesn't turn out, they're just going to eat it. So it's not too big, right? All right. So you guys have a fabulous Sunday. I'm going to jump back on later maybe and run just an open cookie cam and just not chat with anyone. I might just leave the camera open. Um, Amy Amazing. That's so funny, Jennifer. That's hilarious. um, I might jump back on and just leave it open and chat or not chat because I'm working on some more wedding dress cookies. Okay. But I hope y'all are having a fabulous Sunday. Thank you for tuning in. I hope you liked that addition of the extra camera. And I'm going to keep working on that so that we have a more detailed camera too, something up closer. I just have to figure out a way to suspend it so it's not in the work area. Okay. All right. Happy Sunday. You guys have a great day and talk to you soon.